This is the new CQ Diamond. It is my GMT Landmaster Titanium. We're looking at 12 minutes to 12 on this glorious Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I have to go into Kasab Jewelers, my new job, selling bridal sets very soon. I'm going to leave here in about an hour and 15 minutes. I just got this. I cannot believe it. I thought it was going to be a big deal with going, because my wife's skiing, so she can't pick it up. And I thought I have to go in and drive 15 miles or whatever it is to pick this up tomorrow. I was going to leave a message. I'm like, no way it's going to be here. Usually this stuff shows up at like 6:45 p.m. when nobody's around or whatever. Right? So I got this from Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida. A place I frequent when I used to visit my dad. God rest his soul. Ray Sweeney, I love you. Hope you're doing well up there. I always pray for you at church. And I've never seen this in person. There are no true videos on YouTube of this watch. There aren't. You're never going to see one of these in the wild. And I ordered it sight unseen from Joe McHale at Exquisite Timepieces in Naples, Florida. And I think it's called at the Venetian Village. And it's a small box. I thought it was going to be a grand box. But apparently they don't do grand boxes. I've used to sell Rolexes and Omegas, Diego LeCoultre. Panerai. Panerai comes in a big old pearwood box. This is not easy to get out. Holy moly. And if you've bought a Panerai, which I have, the box is about this, a little smaller than this box. But in this box, oh, it's a special little thing. Holy shit. Damn, this is... I thought this would be a much larger box for the money I spent. I've never spent this much money on a watch. My Submariner that I got a couple months ago was $10,250. Bigger box. This is a small box. This is a small box. It says 139.11. And that is the movement. It's a 139.11. I've never seen this watch in person. I've seen pictures of it on Joe's wrist. It's a small box. It's a small box. And I've never done one of these videos. I always thought they were kind of corny, but because you're not going to see one of these. You're never going to see one of these unless you order one. And I don't think anybody's willing to order one of these things because it's not a Rolex. It's not a Rolex. So, for that much money, you can buy a Rolex. Well, you really can't buy a Rolex. You can hope to buy a Rolex, or you can buy one gray market and pay another $4,000 over retail. Oh, look at this thing. Look at this thing. I thought there would be a little bit more pomp and circumstance, like a wooden box. Okay, we got a little... Okay, good enough. Good enough. I'm really a masochist. I've been thinking about this watch since, gosh, the first time I saw it, I was like, what? Is that a woman's watch? And at 39.5, it's not, but it's a little different than the average CQ 39.5 for like, I don't know, what is it, $8,000 retail. Somewhere around there. It's a little different. I'll show you why. I've never seen this in person. That's why I'm doing this. Hopefully there's a watch in here. Oh my. Oh my. So I do like the leather. Honestly, this is probably better than a big old clunky pearwood box. No offense, Panerai. You could actually travel. I don't know. It's just, here we go. Here we go. And this is what we're looking at. I haven't even looked at it yet. Take a look at that. And it's not even wound. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wow. They've done that well. They've done that real well. This, my friends, is a diamond bezel consisting of, I believe it's 47 full cut, round, brilliant diamonds. They're top Wesselton, so that means it's like I believe she's a VVS or a VS, meaning very slight, near colorless. And the cute thing is they've got a little sapphire at 12. So it's actually a ratcheted bezel. But because it doesn't glow, it's not really, it doesn't meet the ISO standards of diving watch because you don't have a glowy bit. All right. So, but this is water resistant to 200 meters, a screw and crown, a screw and case back. Gosh, they've done that well. So I want to give you an idea. This is 1.67 total weight. Top Wesselton diamonds. I would say, arguably, this is on the same par as the quality of diamonds Rolex puts in their bezels. Okay? So, no love lost. I was pondering a 126 284 diamond bezel, stainless steel, date just at 36. Here's the rub against Rolex. You get a diamond bezel for a Rolex and you're looking at somewhere around 15, 17 grand for diamond bezel. Now, all things being equal, as far as let's say there's a wash between the diamonds. These diamonds are on par with Rolex diamonds. Rolex touts IF, internally flawless diamonds. Nice. If you go on the website of Glashütte, they're saying these are top Wesselton. So almost the highest grade diamonds. Now, I did calculations. Remember, Rolex bezel is 1.1 total carat. I did some internet research. So each stone's like 2 points, and there's 100 points in a carat. Now, these stones are about 3.3 carats each. I'm sorry, 3.3 points. This bezel, my friends, this is the big thing. This bezel, diamond bezel, this is 1.67, my friends. 167 points. 1 2/3 carats. You're not going to find that on a Rolex, unless maybe a masterpiece or a bastardized aftermarket baloney bezel somebody pops on. And it's, oh my God. Kind of like, I don't know, if it's a Cardi B or somebody, they iced up an AP. They're like, oh my God, it's $100,000. It's like, yeah, you can get that AP, but it's about $1 million. So stop crowing and beating your chest. You didn't get the real deal. There's no one. Glashütte Original, or Glashütte Original, is a premier watch company out of Glashütte, Germany. Now, this is kind of interesting. I'm doing this in front of you. I'm not dressed up. This is kind of on a whim. I'm not one of those guys. Oh, look at the Starbucks latte I just bought. Look at my charmed life. No, I don't really have a charmed life. I do okay. I'm working at Kasab Jewelers in Portland, Oregon. A great place to work. I'm selling bridal sets. We don't have any watches. Lots of diamonds. And that was kind of like the impetus. I was like, this would be a good watch to wear selling bridal sets. And I sold my first bridal set last week. To about $10,000. Okay. And that was the center stone was lab created. Lab created is all the rage. I'm happy to announce that these are Earth Mine diamonds, AKA, some might say, oh, a real diamond. It is. The lab created diamonds are real too. This is what I'm kind of interested in. I think I'm seeing it. I haven't checked out any of the action on the bezel. This thing's loaded up. I can't wait. I'm going to put this on real quick, and then I'm going to take out all the garbage. And I'm rocking a 7.75 inch wrist. Okay, so there you have it. This is on, I have a medium to larger size wrist. I think Teddy Balzar might have like a 6.5 inch, something like that. You know, a daintier, a lighter, a slighter wrist. I actually have a big wrist compared to, like, I'm 5'5", 200 pounds. My wrist is actually good size. And this watch, I'll say it, I don't mean to use profanity, but holy shiznit, Batman, this fits well. Gosh, that fits well. No links touched. Might want to see the watch there. No links removed. And wow. I've never done this. So, like, I'm really not an egomaniac, narcissist. I'm not a social influencer. But I am a watch enthusiast through and through. Right up against the people who crow about being, I'm a watch idiot savant. WIS, that's what they call them. I'm watch idiot savant. That's what they call each other. Or themselves, right? I've been in watches. I've been collecting watches since 1980 at the ripe old age of 14 when I bought my first Seiko Turtle for $165 in a little jewelry store in Fort Lauderdale when I was on vacation. And I said, what about the battery? He goes, no, it's automatic. I'm like, automatic, what's that? I think I want a battery. He's like, no, you don't. And that was the first love. I've had Rolex. I have Rolex. IWC. Had an aqua timer for about 10 years. The good one. The ratcheted bezel. This is the sweet spot. And you don't look like a pimp who just slapped your bitch up. This is, it's bling, but it's not cheesy. It's just enough. And boy, are those clear stones. And they're still under plastic wrap. So we're going to do this. We're going to take this off. Oh, look at this. And now here's the kicker. Now, my guys at Exquisite Timepieces did a great job. And this is a lengthy video. So don't want to do that. So feel free to fast forward, obviously, and come upon the bits that you really want to see. But my friend, the retail on this is $17,300. That's a lot of money for a stainless steel watch. It's a lot of money. Purchased a Graham Pro Dive about 2 years ago off the great people at Exquisite Timepieces. It was pre-loved, and I proudly wear it. It is a giant watch, and I was looking for something a little bit more wearable. Now, you have to understand, at the end of the day, we start pulling the bridle sets. All those diamonds go to bed in the safe. And when we do that, I take off my timepiece. I don't care if it's my GP 1960 chrono that I got off of eBay and then spent $1,100 refurbishing to making it brand new looking. Runs wonderfully. I was not going to do this. I was not going to spend time unboxing. I've never done this. I've never recorded an unboxing. But I've also never spent this much money on a watch. I bought a Submariner off of Ben Bridge in downtown Portland, off of Sam Hirsch. Great guy. I got an Air King. That was the rub. Got a watch in for you. It's an Air King. I'm like, I don't want an Air King. And then I thought, you know what? Better buy this Air King if I want the sub. Now, I'm not saying there's some sort of retail voodoo, but there was a little dance and some schmoozing and some relationship building between me and my local AD. Rolex. They also have Cartier, Tag. But it was the sub I was after. I had a sub back in 1986. About 1986. And it was out the door. It was $1,289. Out the door. And it was like one of those 5-digit subs. This sub I bought, retail, which is kind of nice, is $10,250. Black. And the thing about that sub is that bezel shines. That black ceramic is magic. It really is. So I'm sorry I'm futzing around, but this is, even if I don't post this, which I probably won't, maybe I will. This is for my own, how do you say, posterity. This is for my own. All right, so We're looking at, wow, we're looking at, I hate when they say, oh, I'm going to block the serial number because I'm going to sell it and flip it. Nope, the serial number is in, let's just put it this way. I want to say it's, let's just say it's 2100XX. Now, for the rub, not the rub. Whew, let's see what's going on here, kids. First time I've ever worked the bezel, and I'll get you firsthand. And what time is it? Okay, it's okay, so this is what we're dealing with. Ooh. That's an interesting, if not unpleasant action. It's rock solid. It's rock solid. It really is, but a little disappointing. I thought it'd be, now my Rolex sub, that bezel action, I mean, this is just as solid. It's like a muted kind of forced click. The Rolex sub, I think she has three ceramic ball bearings or something. And it sings, zing, zing. You can play with it all. It's like music. This, can you hear that? I don't even know what to tell you. Is that an F1 formula from like the 1980s? The big old plastic bezel, the blue one on a yellow body? I don't know. It's not a good sound. And the feel, maybe it's gonna break in. It's 160. I'm sorry, it's 120 clicks per rotation. So that's 2 clicks every minute. And it's rock solid. It's rock solid, but you're not getting that sing, that song, that melodious ring. It's like kind of like how do you say it? I gotta get the sub and show you, but maybe I'll do another video on the sub. But this is what we're looking at. It's got a kind of a raised box crystal. And sorry for my background. I'm in my house in Oregon. This looks good. It's got the diamonds, and I've yet to put it in natural. Kind of. It's dressy. It runs. It almost reminds me a little bit of those old turnographs. Rolex did those big, flat, wide bezel turnographs, but that was just like a friction bezel. And I was like, oh, a gold bezel. It's water resistant 100 meters. It's kind of like a sub, but dressier. But this is the thing. Look at the handset. Look at the giant applied numerals. It's a good watch. I mean, it's nice. It's a good size. Now I'm going to get the brushed case. Vertical brushing. You have this crazy clasp that you push in. Oh, it's got a piece of tape on it. You push in this, and then look at that. It goes in and out. You got wow, you got a lot. I get it. So that's looking about a centimeter of adjustment. Now, he took pictures of this, Joe McHale down at Exquisite Timepieces, took pictures, and it looked almost gaudy. And then this actually in person, honestly, it looks more like the stuff you see in the Glashütte website when they have these little snippets, like, they do a half-minute video and they might show you a flash of the watch, or it's sitting there very regally on a creamy leather seat on a yacht with some Hermes eyeglasses, sunglasses, and a nice, Louis Vuitton scarf. It's light blue, so it's all very, and it really, honestly, they're really kind of driving at, it's a woman's watch. There, I said it. It's got diamonds. It's a wonderful metallic galvanized blue. But the The 36 millimeter Datejust it's a men's watch. Now, as women are getting larger, more daring, they're rocking the 36s, which is fine. They look nice. But this is 39.5. That extra 3.5 millimeters is all the difference in the world, in the watch world, as you watch enthusiasts know. Absolutely. That is all the difference. So I've got a big wrist. I got a Submariner. Didn't really have to do a lot of adjustments. That's not true. I got to take out the link. I've yet to do that. My Air King, no adjustments. Fits perfectly. The Sub's a little bit bigger. But this is, and I haven't even activated the crown yet. It's got a heft. That's more than stainless steel Datejust stuff. It might be a little bit less, and I'll come with facts. I'll do a nicer video. The facts and figures on how this compares to a Submariner, which I have brand new. It's been worn like less than a dozen times. It's in pristine condition. And but this is a lot of watch. It's at 28,800 vibrations per hour. So that's 4 hertz. So it's 8 per second, which is nice. Do you know an AP? The old APs were 3 hertz. It's like 21,600, something like that. That's kind of like a slower beat. It is a slower beat, but it means the hand's not as smooth. So it's kind of like those old pocket watches or some of those giant watches. Like I think my Panerai Pan 111, it's like a slower beat, but it's got a small little subdial at 9. So what you're looking at is you can't really tell. But once you get a long, centrally located, long second hand, that needle, then you can really, it's amplified. And this works nicely. This is it's like a Ducati. Dealing with the money, I could take this money I spent on this and go buy a brand new Rice Rocket, a used Miata, a nice vacation for about 2 months in Europe, maybe. Yeah, this was a lot of money. I'm not going to go into what I spent on it, but once you're a watch idiot like me, and there's nothing else that tickles your pickle. Sorry, that's disgusting. Tickles. Then a new watch, especially something like this. Nobody has this. I couldn't find one YouTube video on this watch. I was like, please give me. But I did have some guy. He did a piece. He was with a website and he went gaga over this watch. He's like, I'm so conflicted. I can't stand diamonds. But something, he's like, I never thought I'd like a diamond encrusted bezel. But this thing is no joke. And the diamonds, it's tastefully done. They go restrained elegance. Restrained. It's elegant, but it's not in your face. The bezel action's a disappointment. That's okay. I'll let you know. But, because I was like, this is going to be so much fun to whip this thing. But it doesn't do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. I'm not going to take this all apart to preserve what's it got? We got some screws. What is that? Pin and collar? They're pin and collars. Yeah, wow, that's interesting. There's not one. So what they have something else. They have these little things, these little belly buttons, not unlike IWC does, where you push it in with a toothpick and it comes apart. Can you see that, my friends? That's how you release these. And every single link is like this. And this, you're looking at a kind of like a Blanc. Remember the Blanc Bond 50 Fathoms on the bracelet? I don't know what they call those things. Blanc Bond 50 Fathom. I think it was the Concept 2000, and you had this sort of bracelet. This is just like that. Wide center link, and then the 2 smaller flanking links. This is the back of it, and this is it's quite detailed. Let's see what we got. Can I get you one? And there's the serial number. I don't give a shit. But there you go. Trident. and the double G Glashütte. This has the 3111 movement with a swan neck regulator. This is a nice movement. It's hidden, unfortunately. The Pano Date CQ is like 43 and change. That's a big watch with a giant dome crystal. That's a nice watch if you want to see the movement. I want to say it's like it's like 100 hours power reserve. It's like twin barrel, swan neck regulator, 20, I think it's a 21, 22 karat mass on the rotor. It spins around. I fucking love watches. I'm sorry to swear. I love watches. And this is a great addition to the watch wardrobe. So now what we're going to do real quick, I'm running out of time. I got to do a little ironing, take a shower, look pretty. And let's check out the winding. Okay, so we got a good tight. That winds, no crown guards. And we're going to unscrew this. Pops out a little bit. Pull it out. Way out. Let's see what we're looking at. I know today is the 29th. I'm gonna go all the way around. I'm gonna go all the way around to see what this is looking like. Feel it. So I'm just, just doing this. Just doing this. Just doing this. All right. This way. Let's see what we're looking at. And it's gonna, let's see where this thing clicks over. I know it's like a half an hour video for this damn watch, so I apologize. I'm looking at the date. Wow. Might as well be a date just. That was exactly at midnight. Wow. Okay. And let's see. We got that spinning around. So that's midnight. Let's get to 12:15 almost. Now, stuff like this, my Rolex, I don't take it in the shower. Why? You can, but you get all that gunk and all that soap scum. And you start banging stuff around in the shower. Let's face it, when we're in a rush, you are not careful with what's on your wrist. So we're going to do this. Let's go past. Okay, so we're totally good. Let's see the action on the... That's a nice watch. I mean, when you spend a bit of money, when you're spending north of, like, seriously, like much more north of 10 grand, I don't think anything for a watch, I don't think anything can like go, oh my God, what a bargain. It's not a bargain. It's not a bargain at all. It's expensive. And, a lot of people don't appreciate it. Don't show your expensive watches to non-watch people. Like, I have a phone. It's like, get the fudge out of here. Nobody cares. Shut the fudge up. They don't get it. But for a watch guy, it's one of these things where you invest now I spent, put it this way, kind of somewhere in the teens, the 1,000 teens. I don't want to be specific, but it's, real close to that, and it's expensive. And so what you're getting is something that's like, it doesn't really blow your hair back right this second, but every time you look at it for the next 10, 15, I've had a watch that IWC had for like 10 years. A daily wear. I wore this all the time. It's a great watch. Might buy another one. But it's every time you look at it, you get this little jolt. It's like you get a kiss from a pretty girl. Nothing crazy, but it's just a nice little reward every time you look at it. So like when you first get it, you can't be like, oh my God, we're going to have a parade. You're not gonna. You're going to be like, that's a nice watch. That's a really nice watch. But when you think of the money you just dumped, it's kind of like, it's a little give and take. It's like, that's a lot of money. But it's a treat every time you look at your wrist and tell the time. You're like, that's a nice watch. So what I'm saying is, don't think if you get like the Starbucks or the Hulk Rolex and it costs you 17 grand, 23 grand. It's like, and you look at it, it doesn't look like 17 and 23 grand. It's not going to feel like a bargain. It doesn't. It's like, what a value. It's not. It's expensive. Expenditure. It's expensive. So it's not, you don't get your jollies the moment you grab it and put it on your wrist. It's not like that. It's this slow drip. Slow drip. You know what I mean? It's like buying a car or something. Car might be a little bit better, actually, because you get all these sensations. This doesn't give you that. You put it on your wrist, it's jewelry. And some people might comment on it. A lot of people won't comment on it. But what I'm saying is that it's a slow burn. It's a slow drip. You spend your money. You get something insane. Nobody else has it. But you're not getting that $10,000, $15,000, $17,000 rush that's what it costs you. You're not going to get that rush. It's an everyday rush, a small one every day. It's a kiss from a pretty girl. You know, if you play golf, it's like that. When you drive it and you're almost on the green, stuff like that. It's like a little jolt, but it doesn't change your life. And I might even do another video on this that's curtailed. But I had to document this. I've never done this, but I've never spent this much money on a watch. I never have. And we'll go into the ins and outs and stuff like that of this watch. It's a nice watch. And let's set the time. And I'm gonna, my name's Craig Sweeney, and I've got a lot of cool watches. I got a PAM 111. I got the new sub. I got the new Air King, the 126-900. I've got a really cool, like 1997 GP Chrono eggshell dial. I got a Nomos. This is really cool. I got this like 10 years ago. This is a effing great watch. It's an amazing watch. So maybe I got some content to share. I go on YouTube and I'm looking for stuff, and it's like lots of stuff for like, oh, the Black Bay, oh, my Datejust. Like kind of mainstream, and there's like 19 videos on the same damn watch. Not that there's not 19 videos on a PAM 111. I'm sure there are. But I don't know. We'll see. I like to buy watches. I like to spend money on watches, stereo equipment, stuff like that. Stuff that is niche stuff. A lot of people don't. I spend money on stuff that the average Joe has no use for, more or less. This is niche stuff. This is, watch lovers they're few and far between. I'm 56. I talk to other people who are my age bracket. Some young kids are coming up. Is Invicta a good watch? For $122, it's a great watch. But I mean, your next door neighbor's not gonna share the same watch passion as you. Most people aren't. You walk into a room with 100 people, might have 3 or 4 wearing Rolexes. That's a Rolex. People who aren't watch guys buy Rolexes. So there's a difference. You buy a Glashütte, I think they say Glashütte Original. You're not going to see a guy spend money, 9, 10, 15 grand on a Glashütte Original. He's like, I could have had a Rolex. So there's differences between us. There's true watch enthusiasts who may turn up their nose at a Rolex. Then there's the guys who've got a Rolex and a bunch of other great watches. Then there's a guy who's got like a Datejust, an Explorer 1, a Yachtmaster, the sub, right? It's like they like Rolexes, but can't appreciate a lot of the nuances of not so much mainstream watches. So, my name's Craig Sweeney. Thank you for joining me for this unboxing. Didn't take a shower, didn't get dressed, just pulled it out of the box 2 seconds ago. And I thought I'd share with you folks because it just, I haven't seen a video on this watch ever. I see the little things from, like I said, from like the Glashütte, but you don't see this watch. Joe Blow doesn't buy this watch and does a video. I couldn't find one, barely find pictures on it. But anyway, I'm signing out. Hopefully we can reconnect on some other stuff, other items. Thank you for joining me in a very bright spot of my week. I look forward to wearing this and being genteel with it and showing it off a little bit. And it's a cool looking watch. Screw and crown. 200 meters water resistance. Glows. Does it glow? Oh, sure. I think it glows like a blue. It's nice. We'll go into detail. This is just my first whack at this thing. All right, folks. Thanks, and have a wonderful Watch Wednesday. Take care.